welcome back to cryptogains for another video. I bought myself a new camera, so hopefully I look a bit more clearer to you because, you know, my last one, it was just a bit fuzzy. I had some scratches over the lens. But yeah, bringing you a video on Bitcoin, showing you the charts, showing you what I see in the charts. If it sounded interesting, drop that like, give me a subscribe. And if this is a lot clearer for you, drop the comments, let me know if it looks better. And then yeah, we'll continue with using this webcam that I'm using now. So take a look at this. I want to show you this chart here. This is the Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, and I'm using the William Free lines. And if you remember what I did in my last few videos of using this, I took out the middle line. So you've got the red line and the green line. So we're going to focus on this chart here. Also, I want to show you, no, let me find it. That's my channel. I want to show you this one here because I believe Bitcoin may come up to this price area up here and reach these highs before it sees another pullback. And where's my proof? Well, I'll show you right now. This is not financial advice, so please do your further research before you invest your money. First things first, before I show you why I believe Bitcoin will come right up to here, let's just take a look at the RSI and stochastic so you can see the, and this is on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. The stochastic RSI is starting to pick up momentum. You can see here at the bottom, the blue and the blue and the red line starting to pick up. And when this happens, usually buy power kicks in. And there's a lot of room for the normal RSI to come. Oh, let me just close this. To come right up here and, you know, start seeing some oversold positions, because we haven't seen an oversold position for on the RSI right back since here, back in January of 2023. So we're talking right at the beginning, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. So there's plenty of room for Bitcoin to become bullish now and, you know, come up and test these areas again on the daily time frame. So why do I think that it could come up to here? Let me just focus on this. I think it's going to come up to here, purely based, trying to get my words out, purely based on this pi cycle. And when you look back in the past, on the daily time frame, the pi cycle, it's always done it. In every breakout, so look, we've got the bear cycle, it falls down, it capitulates, and then we finally break through this bear pi cycle here, and then things go parabolic. We always come up to this green line before we test it and then fall back down. And it also holds true for the last cycle. Look at how many times I've pinpointed it. Look, so we were down here in this bear cycle. Look, we finally broke above here on the pi cycle, and it went flying up, came close to this green line, and then we saw a pullback. Held support on this pi cycle. It's weird. I don't know why it holds support on this pi cycle. And this is the pi cycle top. I think it's pi cycle top. And then it came up again. Test on this green line. Came straight back down. Look, hold relative support. Came straight up again. Test this green line. Fell straight back down. Held support. So this is a powerful kind of indicator that we can use to judge where the price may go in the future. Why is this particular circle different colored to the others? Well, this was the time that we actually broke through this top green line of the pi cycle. For those that are new, pi cycles are basically an indicator to call the absolute top. It tells you where the top of the cycle is, and it pinpoints a whole line down, and you can see it right here, right? Always calls the top perfectly. Did it in the past as well up here, and you can see in the future also called the top here for us as well, right? So, you know, look, using it like this, you can get good understanding of where Bitcoin could go. So if it's done this in the past, I have to believe that it's going to do something very similar in the future. And so, yeah, once it broke this green line, that's when things just went crazy. We saw mad parabolic moves to the upside once it broke this green line. And you can see here as well in the future, look, so, you know, we broke out, we came above, fell down, had rejection, and then we saw the whole black swan event with C19. But look here, I highlighted it. Once we broke this green line on the left-hand side here, that's when things went really, really crazy. So essentially, what do we want? We want one of two things. One or two things that we know. If it comes up to this green line and it can't break it, we know that it's going to fall back down to the orange line. So let's take a look at where we are in the future. If it comes up to this green line, which it could very well do so, I believe so, very soon as well, it's going to come up to here, which it's about $46,000. Can you imagine how people will react and how people will be when we start seeing prices, Bitcoin prices of $46,000? That might be a time for you to maybe consider taking profits, because it might be likely that we fall back down to this orange line. But that's going to happen, you know, as time goes on, this orange line is going to start moving up. So will the orange line as well. The green line will also be moving up as well, essentially. So that's something to keep an eye on. If we break this green line, expect things to go parabolic. We may be coming up towards near the end of the cycle because, you know, from the moment that we broke it, it wasn't that long until we saw the top of the market here, which was about 120 days after we broke this green line. Let's have a look at the last one. So when we broke this green line, this one was quite longer actually. So we broke it here and it was about 219 days. So between 100 to 200 days, once we break this green line, is where we will see the top of the cycle. Where would it be? Will we see like $100,000, $200,000 price for Bitcoin? Time will tell. So yeah, that's the first thing. Let's take a look at this one over here then, and I just want to focus on this because this is the William Free lines, and like I said to you, I've taken one of the lines out, and I'm just looking for patterns, something that looks familiar, and I kind of see something that looks familiar. So if you go right back to here, 2015, we had the crash of the market, and it formed a base, and you can see this is where the circle is, and then after this base we saw price action start to pick up. Now there was this hole, like a gap between the red and the green, and in between this gap was sort of like where price action was starting to pick back up. And then after this area here, let's say, you know, if I zoom in, after this gap area, Bitcoin came above and it started to hold support on this red line, you know, rode it like a wave, had a massive rally. And this is on the monthly time frame. So we're seeing 1 month's worth of candles. But look, you can also see the same thing here happen here. Bitcoin's price fell down. We saw the price start to move back up and it formed this gap. Between the red line and the green line, there's a gap. But usually, you know, in the past, Bitcoin's price goes up. Look, it goes up, breaks out of this green line and starts going crazy. Same here, look, it goes up, breaks out of this green line where it held its support here, then it starts going crazy. So look at where we are right now. We've made another gap. So what do you think is going to happen? Because if it follows the past, then it's likely that Bitcoin could, you know, break out of this gap, maybe see a little rise up, and then what will happen is this red line, I seriously believe that this red line will continue to follow up with it. So something like this, I'm going to change it to red as well. And then maybe the price will just bounce off of, you know, this whole red line, just bounce off it and hold support, just like what it did in the past with these other ones. Well, not so much there because we had the whole C19 event, but something like that. So yeah, I'm looking at this, I'm keeping a firm eye on this. And remember what I said with these lines, because they're powerful, is when price starts to go up, if we see it pierce through this red line, expect it to come to the green line and fall at least 40 to 50%. That's what I said before, right? And it shows it here. Look, when price goes crazy up, if it breaks through this red line, expect it to come to the green line eventually and then fall at least 40 to 50%. And that's what happened before. And you can see it here, every time we broke this red line after a massive rally up, we come into this red line. If it comes into this side of the red line, it's going to eventually touch the green line and fall at least 40 to 50%. So let's see if it can ride this wave just like it did here. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. If this was helpful to you, please drop that like, give me a subscribe. Is my camera better? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it is. I'm going to start using this one more. It's pretty much the same one as what I had before, just a newer, fresher version. I can't believe that 2 years went by. I've had my last camera for over 2 years. It didn't feel like it, but yeah, that's when I bought it over 2 years ago. So yeah, that was some technical analysis for you. Hopefully it was easy, clean, and, you know, simple for you to take with you on your journey. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.